Welcome you all to another episode of the Presidential Executive. What's going on with your boy right here, JB? This is my brother over here, Rag. What's going on, my guy?
What it do? Look, I'm so used to the camera. Look, I start pointing. I start pointing to the other camera.
Two other cameras.
Right.
Over there,
I'm like, oh snap,
setup.
we on the same camera today.
Different setup. Y'all know where y'all can find us. We're wherever that you stream podcasts. That's Apple Podcasts, Google. No, not Google. YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and
Stitcher.
Y'all know if we got a setup like this, that mean we got a guest. You know what I mean? Because usually we be on two separate cameras. And so we actually, however you going to do, I know you introducing, we kind of doing the rundown, but when we actually do the real focus episode, then you kind of go in, kind of do your Shannon Sharp.
So I'm just going to do the little mini intro. This is definitely a friend of the show, definitely a friend of the fam. I would say the most known unknown, but if you're in the Memphis area, he kind of like the most known.
Yeah. We had Pat Morris on here.
Yeah.
And so we was like, he was kind of the most known unknown because he kind of still is.
Right.
But ERK kind of.
You know ERK.
Yeah.
Man, community activist, you know what I'm saying? Mentor, CEO. The most eligible bachelor in the M.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Our homeboy, Carl Davis, a.k.a. ERK. In the building. Welcome to the show, ERK.
Man, glad to be here, man. I kind of feel like Shador Sanders, man. You know, they had Shador waiting on the call. And so these brothers been doing this thing for season after season. I finally got my call, man. I'm hearing that. Yes, sir. Good to be here.
Appreciate it. Yeah, and, the eligible bachelor, that's pretty much about right.
No, I mean, he's
40 under 40 was the top 40
top 40 under 40.
All I'm seeing award after awards on the social media.
I'm tripping though because like he had 1 year he did a Facebook post and he had a picture. Now keep in mind, I don't know who took the picture, but it looked like it was like a glamour shot type, like he was posing and he was like doing his Valentine's Day package.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying? So like how much he was charging. So he was like, if you pay me this much. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'll show up, like, you pay
I ain't
me this
get no
much,
money from this
I'm going to speak, like, do this. And he had, like, different packages on there. I'm like, this guy, like.
And he light-skinned, too.
Yeah, I mean, so which means he ain't never been losing.
Ever.
I did that in one of my random thoughts, like, when light-skinned ever been losing? Because you know both of my brothers. Like, them niggas ain't never been losing. Bird and Paco ain't never been losing. My dad was like, people see my dad like, this nigga, y'all don't stand a chance with my dad. But every time somebody see my dad, ooh, who is that? He's so fine. It's all because if he was the same skin complexion as me, he'd be extra regular.
Oh, man.
That's how I go. Hey, man, I want to get in this rundown because we did kind of start a little bit late, so I want to be, because we can go. You know what I mean? So I don't want to get
Okay, we got the topics.
Yeah, we got some topics here. We could start with the NBA Finals. Okay. It may be more preference than starting with the other stuff that's going on in California. You know what I mean? But we do got a basketball head here. You know what I mean? So it is intriguing to get somebody. Because we talk about it. I think I know the game. But it's different when somebody actually played the game, high school level. You know what I'm saying? Played with a lot of, elite players here in Memphis. Jay Hunt meaning one of them, you know what I'm saying? Fellow chief. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
You know what I mean? So, the NBA Finals. So, it's tied 1-1 right now, right? Tied 1-1?
Yeah.
And I always said I think OKC probably going to end up winning it. You know what I mean? Just because I think they got a better team, right? Yeah. But Indiana, they started to play, I think, match up pretty well with them, just so it just kind of depends. So, what is your look at it? Or kind of what how you see the finals right now, bro?
Let me say this. I ain't really no fan of the finals right now. Like I'm an old head, and so I'm not ready for the change of the guard right now. Like I'm so used to seeing LeBron and Steph and KD and them. Like I respect the new talent, but I want to see them old heads still in there. You know what I'm saying? But I've been checking it out, and I do think I agree with you. I think OKC has the better team. But I do think it's, basketball all about matchups, you know what I'm saying? And so I do think Indiana kind of matches up with them. And then I do believe in, Rick Carlisle's ability to make adjustments during the game. And so that's why I don't think the game is ever out of reach when OKC does go up like they proved in game one.
Right?
You know what I mean? To his point, like, people forget, like, just because you don't remember the name doesn't mean that it wasn't a name. Like, Rick Carlisle was on those Boston teams in the 80s. that won. So like he played with Bird, McHale, Parrish, Bill Wall. Like he played with. He come from that pedigree. People forget like before Larry Brown won the title with Detroit. When Detroit was making that come up with that team, that was Rick Carlisle coaching them.
Yeah, he's a Larry Brown disciple, right?
I believe so. But then
right?
you got to remember, wasn't he coaching Dallas when they won?
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, the pedigree is there of somebody, and then he back in Indiana, and who's the president? Well, who was the president of basketball operations in Indiana for a long time? Larry Bird. So, he got his boy there. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't know what Bird does for them, but his name still hold weight in Indiana. So, I want to say, from a coaching standpoint, I think Indiana got the better coach.
Yeah, for sure.
I think
I don't even know who the coach is of OKC.
Yeah, I was like, but OKC I think has the better team.
Yeah.
But to a point that ERK made, like just like with boxing, styles make fights. You know what I'm saying? Matchup makes. And I'm gonna hit y'all with an old school conspiracy. If you remember, it was a few years ago when LeBron was in Miami, and they beat San Antonio the first time in the finals. If you remember, San Antonio played, I believe it was that the year that the Grizzlies made it to the Western Conference Finals? But whatever year that was, they did not want Memphis to play Miami because the two times that Memphis played Miami in their regular season, like Memphis beat Miami. That was the year Mark Gasol won Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. Okay, that was
that year. Memphis played Miami twice. Once in Miami, once in Memphis. They won both times. They did not want to see that.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, it was either OKC or San Antonio. And you can't tell me that OKC is a better city for people to come visit than Memphis is. I mean, I'm saying, okay, what you going to do? Watch the tumbleweed roll down the street?
Yeah.
I mean, you might still have your car when you walk outside.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, that definitely.
I mean, okay, we got the Beale Street Bullies, and you got people riding up on horses. Like, come on, man, stop it.
Now, what what ERK was talking about, like the changing of the guard. So we got to kind of get used to that though. Now, because if you're talking about Steph about to be on the way out,
oh yeah, it's over. Yeah,
Bron about to be on the way out. KD, as well.
They still making steroids. Bron ain't going nowhere.
The 30 for 30 coming.
It's going to happen. And like I said, and when it happens, then just remember you heard it here first.
Yeah.
We said it here first. Just like we said, Jimmy Butler's Michael Jordan's secret son. We said it here first.
Yeah.
I mean, the jury's out on Ant, but we know what Jimmy Butler is. But I'm just saying. So you heard it here first. But to your point, LeBron on his way out, supposedly.
Yeah, so we got to kind of get prepared for, kind of what's next. So SGA don't do nothing for you, like his game, like
I respect the young gun. I just for the last 20 years we done saw Bron though. You know what I'm saying? So I do respect the young gun. Now I do think that this may be the last year for two small market teams. Like I think the NBA gonna make some of them young guns go to these big markets though. Like I don't think OKC and Indiana gonna be the end all be all for like there's two small market teams. I don't think that's gonna happen again.
Okay, speaking of that, since we got you here, I think you're a Grizzlies fan. We're a Grizzlies fan. I got the socks on. You know what I'm saying? I found these. I'm like, I forgot I had these. But so, do you think we should get rid of Ja, or to get something back just because to get better, some move gonna have to be made.
Right.
Whether that's now, I don't think Ja. I don't think Ja's the answer. It's either Bane or it's Jaren, right? So, I've been talking to at the Breath of Life practices, Tony. Tony Robinson. You know what I'm saying? He Grizzlies season ticket holder. We be rapping about this all the time, and so it's just like we be going back and forth with who, maybe who should it be, da. So, what say you, ERK? Like, what do you think you should, if you were climbing and you see what we need? Because I think I know what we need, right? Yeah. As a Grizzlies, as a franchise, what do you think we should be doing as a Grizzlies franchise?
Well, first of all, I don't think our big three is a big three. When compared to the other people in the NBA, I'm a Ja fan through and through for sure. I don't like his off-court antics. I don't even like some of his on-court antics. Like I think he cries for fouls too much. I do think that. But the boy can ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm a huge Ja supporter, and I think it depends on what we can get in return. I wouldn't get rid of Ja or Jaren. I would get rid of Bane, and I like Bane, but I don't think he is the second or third option. You know, I think he's a good shooter. He plays defense when he wants to, but I think we as Grizzlies, I think we trade our glue a lot of times. Like those glue players, like everybody didn't like Dylan. But Dylan brought something to the team. You know what I'm saying? Like
he talked about that.
Yeah, he brought something to the team that we didn't have this year, and we hurt because of that. You know what I'm saying? And so I think those glue, like people like the highlights and what comes with it, but you got to have those glue pieces to, you know, like even with the SGAs and the Halliburtons, like Indiana and OKC, they got glue pieces all around them, and so that's what we fail to have right now.
They got a whole team. So we talked about this. Dylan, I was on record being like we should have got rid of Dylan.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And I was wrong. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew that he was. Well, I knew he was part of the culture, but I didn't know he was that deep in part of the culture. Like for Memphis, the Grizzlies, Ja was the star, but Dylan was more the culture than what Ja was.
For sure.
And so I underestimated that piece right there. So if you could go back to keep Dylan, keep Tyus, you know what I'm saying?
I kept Aquaman too.
Steve-O, kept Steve Adams.
Yeah, he was kind of injured, so whatever with that. But I think if we would have went to go get at least OG or Mikal Bridges, you know what I'm saying? If we would have, you know what I'm saying, went to do that more so than getting Marcus Smart, I think we probably would have been, you know, I think a little bit better off.
So. And so, quick segue, ladies. So, all of our female fans watching, so y'all see how easy this was. Both of them did this. Accountability. Both of y'all said like, "Oh yeah, I said we should have did this." And
there you go.
And keep in mind, nobody, nothing fell out the sky. Nobody took a dump on you. Nobody said you were less than a man. Y'all quickly said my bad, and we moved the fuck on. Yeah. That's how easy accountability is. It doesn't mean we're gonna crap on you or we finna say you're not worthy or you're less than. You see how easy that is. It was a quick hey. And if you pay attention to the show, we both do. JB and I both do this all the time. It's times where JB will point out something, and what do I always say? I stand corrected, meaning you were right and I was wrong. It's so easy to be accountable. That's all I'm saying. But back to what we was talking about. And so it's funny that you mentioned Dylan the villain, because I was one that was like, no, he was a glue guy.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing I was thinking about is that he was one of those guys. He was there with Conley and with Zebo and with Mike. He was like the last remnant of the grit and grind. So they're still calling Memphis grit and grind. Yeah. But the only person who was with the grit and grind, you got rid of. Now, Steven Adams is an unrestricted free agent right now. And somebody's hurt. That's supposed to be, I don't know how many games they missed, but I don't know if it's Edie or Huff. One of our big men is hurt.
He gonna miss.
So I'm saying, gonna bring Aquaman back in, but he was another. He instantly came in, and I don't know where that Australian got their rhythm from. He wasn't dancing like that in OKC. Like they had him doing the grit.
Yeah,
to piggyback on what ERK said, and you remember I used to say this when I was working at the post office in Collierville. I used to deliver Ja Morant's mail, so I'm always rooting for Ja. Now keep in mind, I'm a lifelong Bulls fan. I ain't going nowhere. But what do I always say? I do not root against the home team. So now our glue, we don't need to get rid of Ja or Jaren as much as people like to. You know what Jaren is. We need another big man, consistent, that's going to D-up, rebound. Don't get rid of Scottie Pippen Jr.
No,
he's like Tyus Jones light.
We got him on a cheap deal.
You know what I'm saying? Like, right, and we got him for the next 3 years. Yeah. He's on a team-friendly deal. He's an excellent backup point guard. Keep him. He plays defense. He's very efficient. He got that Hall of Fame pedigree as a dad, regardless of and you know that's my favorite player of all time. But at the same time, I don't know what he's smoking. Some of the stuff he said, I love Scotty, but apparently it's something in the water or something in the cocaine or whatever.
It's the women.
I
told you.
But like I said,
it's the women.
I'm objective. I like him on the court. All that other stuff he talking about.
Right.
But his mind, his basketball mind, and he passed that on to his son.
So you would keep Jaren?
I would keep Jaren. I would keep Ja. I would keep Scottie Pippen Jr. I would keep.
But you get rid of Bane. You get rid of Bane.
But also, we got a whole lot of picks.
Do we?
Yeah. Not as many as OKC. No, we gotta like look and see. We got picks, not for necessarily it's picks for years that like Memphis has been holding on to and been doing nothing with.
I don't know about them.
Not as much as OKC. Memphis got some picks though. And so what I'm saying though is if it's not in the top 5, like who are we getting? So
I don't think we got
use those, use that capital.
I don't think we got first round picks.
I mean, it may not be. I mean, like I said, look it up. I mean, but I know for a long time it was kind of one of those things in the pocket where it was like Memphis is stockpiling picks to be able to make a move, and it's like, okay, if we're not in the lottery, why are we stockpiling these picks? And when you can get a needle mover, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a Giannis type of player. Now, we all know Giannis wants to come somewhere where it ain't no taxes. So he's either going to a Texas market, a Florida market, or here. And think about it like this now. He's already won a championship. He's already got a championship. So now it's about, I want to go far in the playoffs. I want to make my money. He's on a Supermax. And whoever get me, you know what I'm saying, he the Greek freak. They're going to have to get the Greek salad, Thanasis. So you're going to get the Greek freak and the Greek salad. That's all I'm saying.
Now, the only way we can do that, since you said it, because this is what I was talking to Tony about something, like, the only way we get somebody like Giannis is we got to get rid of Jaren. Because he's the biggest asset that we have.
Right.
Multiple time All-Star, Defensive Player of the Year, was on the Defensive Player team this year. He should have probably made an All-NBA team this year.
I think he should.
You know what I'm saying? I think he should have too. When I looked,
they was room for him not to do it because they would have had to pay him.
They would have had to pay him. So it was probably more so like a business type of decision, right?
For sure.
But if you're gonna improve the Grizzlies to the degree, personally, I would want to get rid of Bane. But asset wise, you can probably get more for Jaren. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we can get a Greek freak and package Jaren and put two other teams in there and do something like that, that could maybe work. But the only reason that I'm with you, ERK, as far as keeping him, because as much as I hate his 5.6 average rebounds per game, he's a defensive presence. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if we want to use our assets, he's the biggest asset that we got outside of Ja.
So I was gonna say, we only got second round picks in the next draft.
No,
but 2026, we got a first and second in 2026. And so check this out.
What are those picks though?
So 2026, the pick is Phoenix, Washington, or Orlando. So any one of those teams get it, we got that pick in the first round.
Orlando killing though.
Okay, but again, Washington
Phoenix,
ain't.
Maybe. Yeah, Washington.
And that's what I'm saying. So you got that pick in 2026. Then you also got the second round, and then 2027, we own our first round pick, and we got Atlanta's second round pick. 2028, we own our first round pick. We got Sacramento's second round pick. 2029, not only do we own our first round pick in 2029, but we also get. Oh no, that's in 30. We get
with them picks now.
Phoenix or Washington's. No, what I'm saying is though, is like these, and I'm looking at this thing, and it's on this fansports.com. But what I'm saying is that this joint going all the way to 2030. So teams are playing chess, not checkers. If I can give up a pick in 2030 and I've never won a championship, and I can possibly win a championship and be for the next 3 or 4 years be up there, fuck 2030. I'm thinking about right now. Now, if I'm the Lakers or Boston, I'm not, because I'm the high market. So I'm going to always play the long game. But if I'm a team that I may not be up here next year, I'm trying to get it right now. I'm trying to get what I can get right now. So I will give up my 2030 first round pick. Yeah. And you got to think about it. It's teams like a Milwaukee, who's another small market team. I will give up it's a first round pick for 2027, yeah, let me get that. But now think about that. If you put Giannis with Jaren Jackson Jr., Ja Morant, do we need more shooting? Definitely. I felt like we should have never got rid of Grayson Allen. Because look at what he did with Phoenix.
One thing about Memphis, the Grizzlies, like, and just the city period, we fall in love with our role players. Like, they act like we just said, we just named a couple players who were off limits from trade. But we act like Brandon Clark and Luke Kennard and Conchar and all dumb. We act like everybody just off limits. No, let G.G. Jackson, man, let them
G.G. Jackson, you need G.G. and Wells.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And Jalen Wells.
Let them folks roll.
Who's not related to Bonzi Wells, by the way. I was wrong.
I like Jalen, though.
I do.
I think Jalen going to be, I think he could potentially be an all-star at the shoot guard position.
But what's going to happen is we're going to hold him until his drive drop, and then we ain't going to get nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hopefully we learn our lesson, because if you look at OKC and you look at Preston, he does doing all the talking. He take risk, you know what I mean? And so with the Grizzlies, we made a lot of good picks, but then we kind of been real conservative with because we done drafted a lot of our players, and so hopefully we can get better with that, because we got to make a move, man, because like this is OKC's year. I made a thing before, just like when the Cowboys, when we was hitting, we had Dak in his rookie year. We had Zeke, you know what I mean? Oh man, we're gonna be good for the next 10 years. It don't work like that. You gotta strike like y'all. While we on it right now, the Commanders.
Let's talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? Like don't. Y'all window here is, I think, the next 2 years.
You gotta make it happen now.
Because if you don't, it ain't, because as young as Jaden Daniels is.
I said Jaden.
It's Jaden, right?
Jaden Daniels, yeah.
So you can't just be like, oh man, we're gonna be good for the next 5-6 years. You gotta strike right now, because y'all got the running back, y'all got y'all piece, y'all got Debo, and so y'all in the same place, and so I'm waiting for y'all to bust up. You know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all gotta strike within the next 2 or 3 years.
You got to, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So. And that's like even like another lesson, like we were talking about, you know, with your folks, like even with the kids and stuff like that. With my kids, I'd be like, you know, it'd be like, you so young and so you got time to wait. It's like, bro, like the earlier you learn certain stuff, it's just like you got to strike it right now. Okay, you 12, you 15, but nah, if you get this now, by the time you get 20, 25, 30, you know what I'm saying, you'll be selling easy. You know what I mean?
I mean, and like I said, I don't know. I hate this small market talk, because the NFL has shown the way it can be done. Y'all can kiss my ass. Kansas City is not a big fucking market. Okay,
no, not a big market, but
it's not though. In comparison, it's not even the second tier.
Yeah.
It like Kansas City is a third tier market.
Yeah, they like what San Antonio.
So what I'm saying, exactly my point. But like then they went on, and they're still going to be, because when you put the talent there, people are going to watch the because think about it. The 3 Super Bowls they got are the only 3 Super Bowls that they've won. You got to go all the way back to when it was the AFL and NFL. They don't have any NFL, like their Super Bowls. They only got 3 Super Bowls. Now they do have some NFL championships, but if you're counting that, then nobody got more than Green Bay. Because Green Bay, why they call Green Bay Title Town? Because of what they did before the NFL.
Right.
It wasn't NFL, because NFL is just Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
We count Super Bowls, though.
You see what I'm saying? Like exactly my point. So now Kansas City only got 3 Super Bowls, but they act like Kansas City was doing it. That's a small market.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But you put the talent there, and so that could be anybody. San Antonio is a small market. But you get Tim Duncan with David Robinson. Then later on, you get Ginobili and Parker and those guys, Kawhi. Now all of a sudden, they got 5 titles, right? Chicago was a second-tier media market, but they got 6 because you put a superstar there, you put the team. The biggest markets in the NBA is going to always be the LAs, the Bostons, the New Yorks, and now LA, California got fucking 4 teams. Yeah. So you got the Lakers and the Clippers. You got Golden State. Sacramento, California is a big market, period. New York, now you got Brooklyn and the Knicks, big market. Boston, but then after that, then you got the next tier. You know what I'm saying? Which would be, I would say, Chicago and Miami. So to me, it don't really matter about the market size. because now with social media, everybody got a brand, quote unquote, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. Now you can pay teams. The salary cap keeps going up. So your market don't really matter. What's the best fit? You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a good look. Now, to your point, I don't think it need to be two small market teams. Right. But it's good when people are seeing, oh, shit, Indiana can make it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Oh, because, I mean, like in the NFL, Baltimore ain't a big fucking market. But people still talk about the Ravens. The only thing niggas know about Baltimore is fucking crabs and the wire. And not the STD crab. I mean, like the food, the actual seafood crabs and the wire.
Yeah. Now,
you know what I'm saying?
The only thing that I would say is why I think Memphis needs to strike with an iron heart, because a lot of people are not talking about the contract here in Memphis is up in 2028. Right? So, if you keep, like, to me, sometimes I'm thinking some of this stuff is intentional. You know what I'm saying? Because by 2028, we need to have at least a run. Right? Because if we don't have a run, then they're gonna be like they're trying to get another team in Seattle. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get a team in Las Vegas. You know what I mean? So
Kansas City.
It could be. You know what I mean? So
no, they got 4 spots that they're looking at. Mm-hmm. You said 2 of them: Seattle and Vegas. Kansas City, because they've had a team before, which was back like in the, I want to say it was the Kings before they went to Sacramento. It was the Kansas City Kings or something like that. Yeah. And then they're trying to take another team to Canada. Mm. Yeah. So like Vancouver potentially will get a team back.
And that's something to look at. That's why I'm like, we got to be urgent with what we doing, because 2028 will be here, and so then they'll be having an excuse to be like, well, we can't, you know what I'm saying, do whatever with Memphis, and so we'll just put them on somewhere else. So that's just something to think about. All right, let's move on here, man. We got to talk about this, man. You know what I'm saying? This stuff is going on in California. Now, you sent me this rag about the deportations and other stuff like that, right?
Do you all stand with Latin America?
Look, me personally, I talk about this stuff because, for one thing, I like to reel it back a little bit. Like, why are we having this conversation? Why are the riots happening in LA now? Why is the protest? Just answer my question. Either one of y'all. Why are we having, what's going on in California?
I know one of the things is like they're trying to get the governor or something because he said something about the deportations. Now, I will say, I don't think that citizens of the United States should even be a question. If you've taken the citizenship test and you passed it, or you were born here, which is the law, it shouldn't even be up for debate. We shouldn't even be having that discussion. Now, if you just in somebody's backyard, you know what I'm saying, there's 20 of y'all in the house or something like that, that's a different conversation.
They illegal, right?
Okay, but I'm not talking about that. But it's people who are not illegal who have been having that. That's like you having your driver's license and somebody pulling you over and being like, you know what? I don't like the way you was driving. You got to go take another test right now. That wouldn't happen.
Right.
In no other area, that would not happen. That's only happening because it's an agenda being pushed.
Is that the majority or the minority?
It's enough. It shouldn't be happening, period.
I'm
saying, but no, what I'm saying, this ain't about who you right. Like, it shouldn't be happening, period.
Yeah.
Why
is the National Guard in California?
Because it's about to be a situation where they're trying to remove the governor, and that whole thing popping off.
No, but
because I forget I forget the guy's name, but he was quoted. He said, "Oh, come get me, tough guy." Like it's
this is just me. The National Guard was called over because they're trying with ICE trying to get illegal immigrants out of California because it's rampant there. You know what I'm saying? So that's the majority. That's the main reason why most people over there. Now, how they going about it, that can be a whole different situation. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know, the whole Trump thing, you know what I mean? But do I think it's the best situation? No, but it's just kind of like let's just use an example, like even with ERK, like you play in AAU and stuff like that. So let's say you got kids illegally playing in the age group that they ain't supposed to be in. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you cool with that? Or you want to go by the book to what you need to do in order to play in the given situation, right?
So at what point are we starting the book from?
I mean, do you got your papers?
No, I'm saying at what point are we starting to follow the rules or to go from the way it's supposed to be? Because what was California? What was California before it was California?
You talking about?
No, I'm just saying. What was it?
I don't know, what was it?
Mexico.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So like, at what point are we? Because it wasn't bought fairly. It wasn't like we paid for it. Mm-hmm. Like we talked about this the other week. That's like me coming over here saying, "Ooh, I found $100 bill in this chair that you was just sitting in. I claimed this $100 in the name of Roche." No, that's your $100. How I'm gonna discover $100 that was yours in your house, and I'm in your house that you've been in, that your kids and your wife been in, and I find $100 that was already in your space. Now, we ain't got to beat the dead horse with a stick. We ain't got to go dig up old shit. But I'm just saying, if we're going to be so dogmatic about the rules, let's keep it a buck. Everything we got has been raped and pillaged and stolen, and so for me to act like on the one, and I am a patriot. Like I've been said, North Korea said, "Will you stop trading with us? That's an act of war." I say, fuck that. Drop the fucking bomb. That's me. Yeah. America, God shed his grace on me. But at the same time, I can say, a lot of this stuff that we got, let's keep it a bean. It was raped, it was pillaged, it was stolen. Again, I was a part of the committee where they renamed some of the streets in Memphis. I was on that committee. Even though I don't vote, but I was still on that committee. Shout out to Councilman Rhonda Logan. I was on that committee that where we renamed some of the streets, like with the Trail of Tears, and they put the smallpox in the blankets and stuff like that. So now, if I'm gonna keep it a buck, now to your point, if it's rampant, it's a way you got to go about doing stuff. I'll give you that, and people should follow the process. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about, because it's been stuff they posted, it's been in the news, it's been on social media. It's people who we should not be questioning this person. We should not be hassling these people.
Right.
And so now you're just throwing in everybody with a few people, well, not more than a few, but with the group of people that are trying to get over. And that's all I'm saying. And it shouldn't be that serious.
I'm just saying, like, I get what you're saying, because we always go, we done got into it a few times, you know what I'm saying, with that. Now, the whole thing, my point is, when do you start following the rules, right? Because everything you said was true. Everything you said was true, right? So, when do we start going by, you know what I'm saying, the law or whatever, like the Constitution? Because at the end of the day, not only they taking the jobs, but they taking a lot of the money, the food stamps, and they killing and raping our people. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the cartel people and stuff, they're from the hood, from the Mexican cartel and stuff like that. And so my thing, what is the majority? Because when I look at the majority, I'm just like, okay, we can always, pick little minority people, kind of what's going on, but what's the majority, kind of what's going on? And so I look at it like, sometimes, just like we talk about with Fagans, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you have to go to extreme measures in order to course correct a certain situation, right? And so in Cali, like, I got family members there. I'm sure you got some family members there. It's crazy. One of my kinfolks moved from LA to Houston. You know what I'm saying? Just because a lot of stuff going on with the economy, and it's a lower standard of living. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it. I'm just like, what are we doing this for? Gavin Newsom, he's bad for California. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Buddy is good for California. So if you get him out, get him out. But the reason the National Guard is there, that's why I asked the question, is because to stop all the rampant immigration, the ISIS stuff, all the cartel and stuff like that. And so as bad as it is, our boy Mike Scott, he out there in California. I saw you know what I'm saying? Mike, Mike. So, Mr. I Am Memphis, and I talked to him, and he feel a certain way about it. You know what I mean? But I'm just like, look, you may not like it, but is it going to help us moving forward? And honestly, if you look at it too, and to bring this up, if you know politics and you know congressional seats that's in the White House and stuff like that, they go off how many people are actually in that state. You know what I'm saying? So as many illegal immigrants that got in the state, that's just more seats and more votes for California. So it's about capital, it's about money. You know what I mean? So you have to look at it, I think, from a macro point of view. It's just like, although I don't like the other stuff that's going on with the riots and stuff, it's nothing like the 92 riots. So let's not get that twisted.
Yeah, not even close.
You know what I'm saying? It's not even close. Some people are trying to compare it or whatever like that, but it's nothing like that. But it's like, I ain't kind of mad at it, because in order to, kind of course correct certain things, you gonna need, certain stuff. People ain't gonna like you.
And I will say, like, I'm sick of people though. Like, niggas, y'all got to stop. It is no struggle in America that is comparable to the black struggle. Cut that shit out. Stop it. Look me in my eyeballs.
Like
stop it.
Like
I know, right? No, I'm just saying, like, I get sick of people like, oh, that's just like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Y'all done seen 12 Years a Slave. That's a movie I could only watch once. I don't know how y'all could watch the movie Life more than once. That shit's fucking depressing. Like, they didn't get out. Yeah. Their whole life was spent. Everybody they knew died. Ain't shit funny about that. I don't give a fuck who was in the movie.
The movie funny.
No, nigga, no, nigga.
I get it though.
Nigga,
now, you said it to me before.
You can put Robin Harris. You know who one of my guys, Patrice O'Neal. You can put Richard Pryor in there. Bring Paul Mooney. Put him in there. Like, that shit ain't nothing funny about that. If you know somebody who's ever been falsely accused of a crime, if you know somebody that's in jail, and then they had the little disclaimer at the end of it, like, ain't shit funny about that. I don't give a fuck about your biscuits or your cornbread or no fucking jokes. When Miguel Nunez tried to cross the gun line, like, that shit was fucking real.
So you didn't think that
at all? It was funny, and then as I kept watching it, I'm like, shit, this shit don't get better at all. No, it was like, it don't get better at all. Now, like, nigga, you know how I said I don't like watching the movie John Q because it make me tear. I'll watch John Q again before I watch Life.
John Q do that.
No, John Q, like,
especially when you get a kid. I ain't gonna lie.
When he said, I will not bury my son. My son. I was like, ooh.
That hit.
I'll watch John Q again before I watch Life. Because that shit, like that shit, because most of them were in there for some bullshit.
But I never looked at Life like that until
but what I'm saying is,
he said something.
That is the reality. Like,
and
for
like, he ruined it for me.
We'll get into this when we talk about, what ERK does for a living. But, like, that's the reality for a lot of us. Mm-hmm. So, like, when you know that, I can't. Like I said, it's hard for me to watch 12 Years a Slave again. It's hard for me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I love this. It's hard for me to watch X again. Like, it's hard for me to watch certain movies because, like,
Django?
That shit still Django
funny.
Yeah, Django different.
Django funny. You see, you got.
We're not even going to talk about why.
Know what I'm saying? You guys say Django funny now.
But Django's different. But that's different because it's some sense of vindication. It's some sense of you hit me, I hit you back. It's a sense of that. In Life, it ain't no. The best part of the best revenge they got in Life was when them niggas stole the pie off the damn thing at the end. Like, that's it. Or when everybody said when Can't Get Right was the baby daddy, and everybody was like, oh, I'm the baby dad. Like, that's the best part of Life.
But can you look at it like, just like,
and Rick James.
They always say about black people.
And a lot of people didn't know that was Rick James. That was
they say, black people make lemons out of lemonade. You know what I'm saying? So they still had a time out there. I'm just giving another perspective, right? I'm not saying
what time can you get in jail?
I mean, they in this is like the 20s and 30s, right? My 20s and 30s with Life, right?
Mm-hmm. What was Miguel Nunez's name in the movie? Was it Biscuits? What was his name?
I'm not sure.
Don't cross the gun line, boss.
Yeah,
it was Biscuits.
Yeah.
Ain't no justice for Biscuits. When he said, this has changed me so much that I can't go home to my mama. Yeah. My mama can't see me like this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's we still deal with that. Think about how many and what we do. Think about how many black people that we know down here in the Bible Belt that we know you gay because where we at and how you grew up and your grandma, you still can't front around your family members and everybody know oh, this is my girl. Like, nigga, you don't like women. Stop it. That ain't your girlfriend. That's a girl who is your friend. That ain't. Yeah. Y'all sleeping in separate rooms. Yeah. And that's all I'm saying. Like, when you look at something like that, that is depressing. But that's still our reality. And nothing compares about that. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, I'm not going to shit on somebody that's Jewish and say, oh, okay, no, I don't know what it's like to go through the Holocaust. But at the same time, when Kanye can do what he do, and then instantly he lose all his damn shoe contracts, it hit different. Yeah. Okay, you can say something about black people, and the most that you're going to get is blocked on X or Instagram or something. You're still a fucking billionaire. You saw what happened to Diddy. Oh, I'm going to sue y'all for... Okay, and they showing Diddy like he got his nigga wake-up call. That's still our reality, and that's all I'm saying. I just hate when people try to compare. Everybody wants to compare what they go through to what we deal with, and it's not the same. Yeah.
Now, ERK, have you ever thought about life in that way? When you see life, I'm just that because before he said this maybe a few years ago,
and I was just messing up.
and then now I looked at life. I was just like, yeah, it is kind of perfect, but I never looked at it like that from the lens of it is messed up, right? It is messed up, but jang-a-lang. You know what I'm saying? Then you get to watch, you know what I'm saying? What's my grandma? You know what I'm saying? That whole thing. So how did you view? Have you ever viewed it like that?
Nah, the crazy part is that's my favorite movie. If y'all would have asked me what's your favorite movie of all time. Look,
next time he watch it, now he can't see it the same way. So it's but I get what you said.
I done gave y'all a red pill.
Yeah, I get it, but it's you know what I'm saying. That's I guess our superpower. Then maybe our curse as well because we'll. You know what I'm saying? We'll make anything funny out of a dire situation. You know what I'm saying? But then on the other side, it's we make it cool. We make it pop. We make it, you know what I'm saying, kind of part of the culture too. So I think you can look at it both ways. But like I said, when you said that, I was like, yeah, it is depressing kind of, whatever kind of how to end it. But that was our reality.
I wasn't saying that to kill the movie, but
that was our reality.
You think about guys like Robin Williams, right? He's a comedian. Everybody laughed at him, but this nigga was depressed, right? And if you listen to his stuff, he talked about it, and you can go down the line. It's comedians like Freddie Prinze Sr. He played in that show Chico and the Man in the '70s, with Sanford and Son, but he ended up killing himself. Is another guy. Cat Williams gives him a lot of props, but his name was Richard Jenney, a white guy. Same thing, committed suicide. It's a lot of that. So, all of these people that's making you laugh, but the truth of what it is, even Richard Pryor, was a lot of pain in what he talked about. So, to your point, yeah, we're making lemons out of lemonade, but it's this is the only way I could talk about what we deal with or what I've dealt with without losing my shit. And so, I just was able to look at it and I'm past the humor, I'm this is... And so I've got family members who have been in that situation. And so for me, it's funny, but then it's oh, damn. Yeah. And so it's kind of like the way I felt when I watched that movie. Have y'all ever seen Four Color Girls? Like that movie meant I can't watch that again. That movie made me Janet Jackson and
was Taraji in there?
No, it was Janet Jackson and Amari from Power. Ghost from Power. Yeah. Michael Ealy when he threw the babies out the window. Felicia Rashad.
I'm thinking of the other movie.
Right.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
But that movie made me hate being a black man. Because it was no redeemable. The one redeemable black man in the whole movie was only in the movie for 2 minutes, and that was Hill Harper. That's it. Even the people they didn't show. Whoopi Goldberg, them daddy who was molesting his daughters and granddaughters.
Kimberly Elise.
It was no redeemable black men in that movie. From Amari Hardwick to Michael Ealy's character to my boy Raheem from Juice. Oh, he was just fucking horrible.
Yeah.
I'm fuck Juice, fuck his role on Girlfriends. I didn't even know I wanted to kill the nigga off that cause that scene And you're sitting there watching it, and it's like it made me hate being a black man, right? Because I know women who have dealt with some of the stuff that they dealt with. And so, like I said, when watching Life, it's like that's a reality. You could get pulled over, and you could end up doing 20 years just because somebody said they saw you because you fit a description. But like, and we joked about ERK being light skinned, but like, let's say ERK committed a crime, they'll say, JB, you fit the description. And y'all different heights, y'all different skin tone, or vice versa. You totally did it, and they'll pull ERK over and say you fit the description, and you don't look nothing like him. And me and you were closer in height, but like again, we don't favor each other. But they can say, "Oh, ERK, you look like Roche," and he'll be doing 30 years. He don't look nothing like me. Voice don't sound the same. Like okay, yeah, we're both bald, we both got a beard, but like any other metric you want to use, and that's all. And that's all I was saying about Life. I wasn't trying to kill it, but like, we're the only ones who deal with that though.
Didn't kill it.
I'm sorry.
He killed a little bit. Now, since you brought it up, I just thought about it. When you look at any of the people that we grew up liking, comedian wise, Kevin Hart, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z.
Lil Wayne is a comedian?
No. Well, I'm just naming entertainers.
He's a comedian.
Entertainers, my bad. Not as comedian. But we can put anybody in there. You can put entertainers in there, right? You can put Kevin Hart, let's say Lil Wayne, Jay-Z. What is their best work when they came out of a struggle or dire situation, right? The Carter, we talking about the Carter 6 later, like, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. When you have become successful and been through and you're just living the high life, it's not as good anymore. The content is not as great. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z's best work, what is it? Is it you say Blueprint, or you can say...
I say Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt. That's what I would say. Wayne, you know what I'm saying? What would you say? Gotti. What's his best album? You know what I'm saying? Like, even Dogg. Like, certain, like when they are either still in the streets or still in that situation... and they talk about it and they go through it, that is like that's their best work.
Unless
you know what I'm saying? So they making their situation. When you
kicking somebody's ass.
Huh?
I said unless you Kendrick and your best work come when you kicking somebody's ass.
Yeah. Well, he a little different. You know what I'm saying? He a little different. But for what you were saying, like when you look at anybody, that's why they say, what's made a joke about Eddie Murphy. Jamie Foxx said, Eddie Murphy, you just need to retire or quit because you too rich now to really be funny. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't really been through nothing. You live in this house, you got all this money, you got all this stuff. And so now it's just like, but when you in the gutter, Kevin Hart, what was it called? Laugh at My Pain? Laugh at My, I think that's his best one.
Man and Laugh at My Pain.
That was when he was trying to get on and get up and stuff. Like, he was funny later on some of the stuff, but a lot of the cats, you know what I'm saying, when they were in that poverty, 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying, when he was... Get rich or die trying. He was coming out the street, coming out the gutter.
Cat Williams with the Pimp Chronicles.
That's his stamp. You know, like the only person I would say is Chappelle has gotten greater. Yeah. As he has went on, you know what I'm saying, in his career. But anybody else, as they've gotten richer and obtained more things, they wasn't as great. You know what I'm saying? And you can sprinkle some stuff here and there, but yeah.
And again, I'm not saying it's for me. I'm saying for a movie to have seen one time, and it's like, okay, when I look at the acting, some of the people, some of them, it was their best acting, right? Like, it's a 10 out of 10. I was just saying it's hard for me to watch it again because now the jokes don't hit the same because it's like you know how to, like when you don't know how the movie gonna end and you're watching it, it's like, but then it's like, okay, when you come, if I was to have to write a paper on it, and it's like, what's the point of it? It's like, man, they don't get out, and then we still deal with that. Like the time frame of when that was made, like this is when they went through Jim Crow, all of that. We don't deal with Jim Crow, but like we still deal with that.
Right, just a different.
You know what I'm saying? And then like I know. You know, we know about this, but like, you know what I'm saying, and I don't know how old your mom is, but like, our parents went through that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like our parents, my dad went through that. You know what I'm saying? My dad was actually, when they did the march down in Memphis, like my dad was a kid. My dad was down there marching with Dr. King.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he talked about them having to go to behind, the store to get a plate or whatever. Like, my dad lived through that.
Yeah.
Just turned 68 years old. He went through, like, that was his life. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my uncle had to leave Memphis because they tried to get him for inciting a riot when Dr. King got assassinated. And him and my other uncle, they had to leave the city because they was in the paper inciting a riot.
That's a rag.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I know, right? And they're still living that well. My one uncle's still living, but like, so that's all I was saying. I wasn't trying to shit on nobody's laughing experience, but it's like, we still deal with this. And so, like, I'm not trying to compare it to like the Holocaust, but like, it was some reparations given back for that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like self-respecting German wants to be Germans denounce Hitler. And he was voted Man of the Year in 1933 by Time.
Yeah. Because
he had improved their economy and the whole nine. Nobody knew the crap he was going to be doing later on, but they were looking at the stuff he was doing politically, and they're like, oh, look at what he's doing with the money and da-da-da. They had no idea this dude, how evil he was. Right? But now, no German is like, well, he was Man of the Year. But like with us, like, what did we ever get back from it? Like, the fact that we can joke about it, like, we can say nigga and nobody else can. Like, that's all we got. Like, we can, I can say nigga. Like, that's it. That's all we got out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be checking your mailbox in your driveway at this part of town, and it's possible that you may not make it back up the driveway if the police decide to hassle you. And it's your house. You disconnect the cable and turn the lights out.
Yeah. I'm with you. Now, I kind of wanted to. We had the C-Web thing, which I don't know if y'all saw. C-Web threatening everybody on Instagram today. You know what I'm saying? And we already had one of our videos striked against for a couple of things. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't got them on the
they took us. Yeah, you didn't know. We done been flagged and everything. We done had our pages blocked.
We've been shadow banned and some more stuff. Yeah. We both have more followers we did, but they took them away. But anyway, but allegedly,
because the conversations like what we just had, they take us there.
Allegedly, C-Web and Doug Christie got a lawsuit going on, right? Now I heard it like, I'm a C-Web guy. You know that. I'm a C-Web
Still? Guy. If this allegation is true?
If it's true, I'm a hold off.
Like, I can't rock with you on that, my guy.
I'm a hold off. You feel me? But, it's messed up. I don't watch reality TV like that. So, but I am familiar with Doug Christie's wife. Because back in the day, she was on there with Shaq's wife and some more other stuff and stuff like that. So, it's just I hope that didn't go down with C-Web though. I hope it didn't go down. Now, from all the stuff I'm hearing, the allegations in the lawsuit and stuff like that, it's looking. Now the only thing I give Web credit, how did they get his DNA, right? Because from what I heard, Doug Christie said they got his DNA because he was digging more. But how did you get that man's DNA? You don't live with him. Did you have, investigator come and date him and pluck one of his hairs off? You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. So my only thing was, how did they get his DNA to say that 99.98%?
You ain't never seen that movie Insecure? The one that was shot here?
I seen it.
You remember she got the can out the garbage?
Yeah. I'm not saying it's not ways now.
They put that shit in the plastic bag.
It's not ways, but...
They died Pepsi got you, C-Will.
But, you know what I'm saying? It's, it's an interesting situation. But I think I'm holding off. I ain't diddying him right now. I'm not putting him in that same category.
So how would you feel, though, ERK, if that was like somebody... Because, again, we talked about...
Well, he's basketball, so,
team somebody that you on a team with for multiple years, and it's like your guy.
Right.
And not only that, but he's like the guy on the team.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? But you're a valuable piece of that. You're a valuable... Like, they need you, too, because of what you know what I'm saying? What you bring to the team. So, it's like, y'all locked in. And then you find out this child you've been raising for over 20 years...
Yeah,
and you don't look at the skin complexion because it's like, your wife is kind of dark, so it's like you don't even question
you know, I don't condone violence, man, but but it might have to be some furniture movement, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I wasn't even hip to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw the post C Webb made this morning before I even knew about what was going on. So I saw that post, and that what made me go look. I'm like, what's going on? What are you talking about? And when I saw, I was like, oh, okay, it's like that. So yeah, I don't mind that. Ain't no coming back from that.
Nah, unfortunately not. Like anybody, you know, you got a child. Anybody that have children, you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in them. You know what I'm saying? Money wise, effort wise, and all this stuff. And so, to find out if it's true 20 years later that the person that you know was raising and doing all this stuff is not yours. Like, it's hard to detach. So I don't, you know what I'm saying?
She's 20?
She's 20, 21, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's 20, bro.
So like I said, this is back from when there were their heyday.
Yeah, when they was
rocking. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah. Oh, too, like the real Sacramento team.
Yeah. Right.
Ooh. So, yeah, that's tough. You know what I'm saying? Now, so you thinking C Webb did it, man?
I'm just saying, if they got your DNA, first of all, to your point, how did they get it? But if they got it, and it's a confront, and then Doug Christie like, oh, I'm suing.
Yeah, he's suing a lot. He's suing for back taxes,
child support, right? Yeah,
he's suing everything.
I mean, and I'm not even mad at Doug Christie because, like, what has he been doing for the last 20 years? Like, who knows?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, a lot of these NBA players, they get a restaurant or something. Like, maybe the chicken ain't selling like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get your come up in some way. I just know. And we talked about this before. I've only been in this situation one time in my life, and it wasn't not that. But
how about it? Not that. I don't know about this.
No. What I mean is one situation where I dealt with somebody who had dealt with somebody who I had known.
Okay.
At the time, like, me and that person was almost to a point where, like, me and him was like, it's on site. You know what I'm saying? And I knew, you know, being that I was more so the big brother kind of like, that wasn't finna happen, but like that was the way the talking was. In terms of the like, it didn't happen as a way to, it didn't have nothing to do with him. And I didn't even approach the young lady. Like, she kind of had sent people towards me. You know what I'm saying?
Not the women.
And then in hindsight, you know, like, she actually came out and said, like, she got a kick out of trying to see me and him go at it. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the whole motive and the point behind the whole thing. But like I said, the only reason why it even got to where it was even entertained from my perspective is because this is somebody who is not like, oh, that's supposed to be your boy. And it wasn't like somebody like, he's not my boy because we moved or we're in different states or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people you grow apart from. So it's not like we got beef, but like, no, we was legit like at, like, I can't stand this nigga, he can't stand, like, that was where we were at. Yeah. So when I was in that situation, it wasn't like I was even considering, oh, you used to talk to him, because now I'm like, man, we ain't studying each other. Like, he like fucking me, I'm like, fuck it. Like, that's the kind of energy it was. And like I said, in hindsight, you know, you got to keep in mind, this is early 20s me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not thinking that deep on it. You know, like, now me, like, ain't no in hell I don't get. If you know somebody that, oh, you dismissed. You know what I'm saying? But like, early, like, we wasn't thinking that deep, nigga. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, take care of my kids. Like, that's all I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking more deep than what it was, and it wasn't about no get back or revenge. But this is somebody they didn't have a falling out, supposedly. They didn't have no beef. Y'all supposed to be boys. Y'all get together every so many years and celebrate y'all's run when y'all made it to the Western Conference Finals. Everybody still speak highly of everybody. Like, I watched the Bibby interviews and like, oh, y'all still supposed to be cool. Vladdy, y'all still supposed to be cool. And then you find out, like, you done fucked the whole team up.
Nah, yeah, that's another level. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, Bobby Jackson can't come around no more.
I ain't realized she was 20 years old, 21. Cause, like, I don't even agree with the Matt Barnes and Derek Fisher joint. And, you know, they, and that's years apart. But back then, y'all was still teammates.
Right, they were still teammates.
And it's, you know, like I said, if it is, just think about it though. You back in the 2000, 2002, they probably one of the best teams in the league.
For sure, yeah.
Groupies, you know what I'm saying? Being around each other's significant others, you know what I'm saying? We know it's not out the realm of possibility, you know what I mean? But if it is though, yeah, that's gonna hurt my boy C Webb. That's gonna hurt him. That's gonna hurt him.
It's like you just don't do right. We done forgave you for calling timeout, and then you come back and do it.
Yeah, I hate it. Like I said, if it's true, like I said, the Instagram post I saw with C Webb, he promised up and down, he innocent. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do it. He said anybody that's have his name or face or something on there, try me. You know what I'm saying?
But this is what I'm saying.
He gonna sue
It's
you.
always a little truth in every rumor. So, for example.
Now, did he smash?
No. That's what I'm saying. Like you look at the kind of semi unrelated, but like with the Bill Cosby stuff. One thing we knew is he had a sexual relationship with all of those women. So even if you didn't do it illegally, we know you dealt with them.
Yeah.
That's the truth of it. Regardless of what it is, we know you had a relationship with them. So for you to be even accused of it, it's not like they reaching for straws. Like, it's something there. Y'all dealt with each other at some point. And that's the fucked up part. Even if it ain't your baby.
Yeah.
The fact that this is, like ERK was like, man, we teammates.
Right.
The fact that, like, you backdoored me literally. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, we on the same team. Like, we going out here fighting every night. Fighting the Lakers. Fighting Portland.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And then I'm mad at her because I'm like, you on TV fighting, who wife was she fighting? When Doug Christie got to fight, who did he get to fight with? And she was jacking with somebody.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because they they was carrying him out, and they had to carry her out through the tunnel because she was into it with somebody. Well, like,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You all on here, you know what I'm saying, acting like you ride or die. You really riding or die for number 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping that ain't true, man. Let's continue to wrap this up here. Now, this is something I get ERK on. You know what I'm saying? Get him to talk. You sent me something. You sent me a video. Talking about the dating pool or something, right? You know what I'm saying? He was talking about, you know, what is it? Why is the dating pool dead or something like that? Now, ERK.
Yo.
You know what I mean? Like I said, probably being the most eligible bachelor here in the M-Town. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I have no clue about the situation and nothing, so I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying, tiptoeing, know any other waters, nothing like that. But what is the dating? Is the dating pool dead? Like, what is it like? You feel me?
I don't think it's dead. I think people just got to do what's best for them, you know what I'm saying, in their situation. I think, social media and things like that have put dating in a comparison pool. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody want to compare. Like, not knowing people, not putting they behind the scenes stuff out there. Like, this the highlight film that you seeing. Right. So they ain't putting the arguments out there. They put them when they get flued out. You know what I'm saying? So, dog, he flying her out. Why you can't fly me out? And so they start, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so for me personally, like I got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a busy guy. And so people are attracted to that until it gets in the way of daytime. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be attracted to what I do and then
I called you.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
I'm working.
Yeah. And so I wouldn't say it's dead. Like, you just have to at my big old age, because I'm finna be 40 in 2 months. Yeah, I'm finally finna get there. And so at my age, you got to do what's best for you and the person that you're talking to without the whatever else is going on in the Facebook and Instagram worlds.
But it's like, I was talking to one of the young ladies at the bank. We were talking, and and she's on one of the dating apps or whatever. And she was just talking how, because that's normal now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you remember back in our day, it was like 04, 05, like to talk to, you talking to a girl on Facebook? Like, they were like, you ain't got no game. You ain't got, you know what I'm saying? But now it's
Black Planet.
A Black Planet, yeah. You know
Woo,
what I'm saying?
Black Planet.
Black Planet. So it's like now it's normal now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, to be on those apps and stuff like that. And so, you know, like I said, you don't really know kind of what, you know, only what people put out there. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you don't know. You know what I'm saying about them. So it's just, to me, I ain't jealous of nobody out here in these streets because it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's different out here.
Grimy.
Nah, it's different for sure.
It's grimy, as you said. It's grimy, definitely.
Man, them folks put me in a group in the head thing a couple months ago.
What that?
Are we dating the same
Oh,
man
yeah.
group?
Right.
Yeah, I'm getting so many screenshots of it. Like my basketball parents, they sending me stuff like, you know, you in this group. I said, man, I ain't dating folks to be putting in the group talking about we.
Yeah, no, I was in it. Person. Like I was in it. It's like, I was in it. I'm like, what the hell? Like, but no,
you ain't too far from being outside.
Yeah. So, but now, like, so basically, I sent him a clip, and it was a guy talking about how like a lot of women want a man who makes over $100,000. Yeah, over $100,000 a year. He was like, so you're only talking about a certain percentage of the population. And he was like, so of that percentage, he's like, so many of them are married, so you got to scratch them off. So now you only got like 10% left. He's like, half of them are gay, so you got to scratch it. So now you at 5%. He's like, so now for them 5%, like they got to like you. You know what I'm saying? And then if he don't like what you bring to the table, and so the point is, to your point, you talked about a comparison thing. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily dead, but a lot of people are expecting, they have unrealistic expectations. They expect things from their partners that they don't hold their own family members accountable to. They expect things from their significant others that they don't hold their kids to. You know what I'm saying? Like you expect things, you let your job treat you like a bitch or a hoe, but then you want this man to treat you like, in this place that you gonna give 30 years of your life to ain't got to respect you, but this man who don't know you from nobody, he got to treat you a certain way. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And so I think it's not, I wouldn't say dead, but and I've said this before on here, it's an old quote that says, comparison is the enemy of contentment. It's like you can be happy till you start looking at, oh man, what a ERK got. I could be a billionaire, but I see ERK sitting over there eating a nice plate of food, and I'm mad because, ooh, what is that? What are these chitlins that he's eating? And I could be mad at ERK, and I got a bit like I could go buy all the pigs everywhere, but I'm mad because I see him eating something that I'm not, or he got a tour car or something that I ain't got, and now instead of me being happy and wait a minute, I got $1 billion. And so it's a lot of people that's happy in their marriage or their relationship. So they say, oh,
social media,
they got flued out. That's trafficking now. As did like that's trafficking. But she got flued out. How come I get? Right. You own the helicopter, but you worried about somebody getting flown out.
Yeah, and I think that's the worst thing now with social media. Just because even being married, you can start looking at other people's stuff, but like you said, that's their highlights. You seeing them going out of town and doing all this, and you be wondering, be like, nigga, how this man going out? He got this much money, you know what I'm saying? This, are they really probably going in debt? You know what I'm saying? More and more debt.
Or posting the same trip just from different. I ain't like, I'm gonna post this one in July. I'm gonna wait 2 months and then I'm gonna post this. Like that's the same airport.
And then you talking about stuff you don't even like doing. Like, oh, see why we can't do that? They on a picnic, baby. You don't even like being outside. You know what I'm saying? Like you scared of bugs.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just comparing stuff you don't even fool with.
You can't even spell spelunking, knowing damn well you don't want to be in no caves. It's the caves for me. All right, wait till that bear show up. Then what?
And that's the thing because. Man, I don't think anything's dead. When it's talking about rap is dead, I don't think the dating pool is dead. It's just, it's intriguing.
Nah, it ain't dead, but the dating pool definitely got pee in it, though. You definitely can't get in the shallow part. You need to go to the deep end.
That's your yellow.
They peeing in the shallow part for sure.
Oh, he got me in Mississippi.
Yeah, he got that one. He slid that one.
Oh, that junk got caught right up here. Good with ERK.
Yeah, look, he ain't lying because I talk to ladies sometimes, even men, because I just wonder, like, because I'm 12 years in, right, and so I'm just like, kind of
12 years a slave. No, I'm sorry. Forgive me.
That was
Miss
That was a good one.
Forgive me, Miss Rachel. I apologize.
Yeah, Rachel ain't gonna think nothing about that. She ain't gonna say nothing about that. But yeah, just the whole day thing. I think it was a perfect situation with ERK being here. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't really speak to it. You can speak to it a little bit more because he wasn't too far beyond me. Yeah. So but so the Chronicles of Rat.
outdoors.
You telling the story?
I was a sportsman.
Yeah. Very, very much so. Yeah. But okay, let's end this here. We got a couple quickies, man. Then we're gonna wrap up. Then we got to get to the nitty gritty. We got to get to know this.
We got to talk about the real ERK jerk.
All right, so these quickies are something real quick now. Anybody listen to the Carter 6? Anybody listen to the Carter 6?
And that's what y'all want to do the halftime show. That's all I'm gonna say.
I haven't listened to it. Like I'm reading the reviews. I'm checking social media what they're saying. But I ain't checked it out.
You ain't checked it out, right?
Oh, I'm not gonna do the halftime show because I'm working on my album, man. You should have probably fought harder to do the halftime show.
I listened to maybe 2 records.
Wow.
And I didn't want to listen to any more.
Huh?
Yeah. So, and I like Wayne. You know what I'm saying?
I love Wayne. The quote, like South Park, drugs are bad. Okay.
Because when we did our top 25, when you had him,
he was in there.
In the top 10. Man, you had him in the top 10.
Wayne is
he's a technician.
He's a technician.
Lyrically.
He's a genius. But I think that one thing we all got to be cognizant of is our mortality. I think that all of us, we still think we that guy. Mm-hmm. But if you could take your mind and put it in 28-year-old you, nigga, you wouldn't have been in the top 40. You'd have been in the top 30 under 30. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was telling somebody today.
So I said,
think
he was.
He might have been. He was.
I think he was top 30.
I was like, but if I could take this beard and put it on 28-year-old me, I'd have been really diabolical, right?
Yeah.
But but I realize I'm not where I was then. And so it's certain things that can hinder that, right? Like you still, exercise, work out, and everything like that. Now I know with you coaching, you've gotten into more than that,
Got to.
Trying
to be more.
I thought I was doing good till I stepped on the scale today, and I was like, what the fuck? Like I was like, man. I'm cussing at the scale like it's not doing its job, but like
that 40 meat.
Man, I'm like, dude.
I'm trying to catch it now, man. I'm trying to catch it before it get there.
I'm telling you, it's different.
I think that with aging and you're not slowing down with your extracurricular activities, you're not, the sword isn't as sharp as it was.
What about the drugs, though?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the extracurricular activities. You're still doing the drugs, but you're thinking the sword is as sharp as it was when you were 27. And now you're 40-something. It's not stuff that you thought was ill. Now people are just saying, nigga, you sick. Not sick like good sick, like you got a problem. And so, I hate that for somebody who I have. And you know how I am with the MCing. Like I have him. He's a top tier MC to me. And I hate that for how I view.
Yeah,
and a lot of people would disagree with that. Like I had him higher than 3 Stacks.
You did
because
but you didn't
because he has albums where we can judge him off of.
Yeah.
Not just the big timer stuff, not just the hot boy stuff. We got actual Lil Wayne albums where it's just him. When I get 3 Stacks, he wearing a piano on his back or he playing a flute, and that breaks my heart.
Yeah. I get it, but for what I listened to, it's not good.
So I saw the meme where it was Jordan on the Wizards. That was Wayne. So that's true.
You almost got me again.
I wouldn't even. That's a credit to him. He putting Jordan Wizards on there.
Ah man, so he Orlando Magic Patrick Ewing.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's it right there. No.
Toronto Raptors.
Toronto Raptors came Gilbert Arenas when he was with the Grizzlies.
It was like 12 games.
Yeah.
No, AI when he was with the Grizzlies. That was like 3 games.
Yeah, so it wasn't good, man. But that's what that goody good do to you, man. Now you said something about Cameron getting cancer. Real quick.
So Cameron was interviewing the Punisher. The guy that was doing
the dude that was Cassie
with Cassie or whatever. And so basically, they want to cancel him because he asked the Punisher how the pussy was. In Cameron's own words, he was like, "So how was the pussy?"
What did he say? I didn't see it.
No, that's what Cameron asked, and they want to cancel. They want to cancel Cameron because he asked the Punisher basically like, "Was it good or not?"
They gonna cancel.
I don't. For me, to me, that ain't no different because if women talk about men that they've dealt with, and if women are gonna be honest, women gonna ask, "How was it? Did he do you right, girl? How was it? How was it?" Like they're gonna ask that.
Are you going in a group chat for sure?
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, if you ask any woman, if they could be a man for one day, what's the first thing they would do? Every single one of them, without fail. You ask one of your cousins, ask a family member, if you was a man, what's the first thing you do? All of them say, "Oh, I go smash something."
Yeah.
So now, how am I less than you? Because we're sitting up here talking about, "Oh, you was with us, nigga. You was with Halle Berry, nigga. You was with Halle Berry. How was it? Oh, you was with Lauren. Oh, you was with Beyonce. You was with Rihanna. Like you was with Kelly Rowland, nigga. I was like, that's just human nature. Like you did something that nobody else has done.
Yeah.
So we're having a moment of being. Yes, is it childish? Yes. Could we be more respectable? But who's fucking being respectable when ain't no cameras around and we just by ourselves being childish? Men, we pontificate about nothing.
Look, if you was involved with Beyonce or something like that, anybody like that, like, you be like, "Oh man, that was dope," you know what I mean, whatever. But then we be behind closed doors, "Hey, Rag, hey, hey," you know what I'm saying? Like what? What was it like? So, yeah, that
right. To me, like when I was with the WNBA player, like I'll talk about it off camera.
I said, you talking?
No, I've alluded to it before.
Yeah,
I haven't gone into details because I'm protecting the innocent and the guilty. But I'm just saying, it is what it is, and we know ERK has dealt with a caliber of woman that neither one of us has dealt with.
Yeah, well.
Oh, I ain't mad.
Yeah.
I'm like, teach me. Sensei, teach me, guru. He's like Yoda. He's like, the force is strong with him.
Now, before we even get off, now, anybody watch the BET Awards? I didn't even know the BET Award was on last night at all.
I know you happy about it because you don't like her.
What are you talking about, Reese?
Angel Reese.
Yeah, I didn't want to get too, but look,
you don't like Angel Reese?
No, that's not true. I think the hype doesn't meet everything else. I think she won the Sportswoman of the Year for the third time in a row at the BET Awards.
I don't think she should have gotten it over Asia Wilson.
What about Clarissa Shields?
Or her. Yeah, no, I give you that. But I'm just saying, if you're going to do a basketball person, ain't nobody got Asia, period. You can talk about all these rookies. Asia's leading the WNBA in like 4 or 5 different categories. Multiple time champion, multiple time MVP, multiple time. Like right now, she's on path for being the GOAT. Now, who does it after her? That's up for debate. But as of right now, when you're looking at she's still under 30 years old and everything she's done up to this point, like, is it always sexy? Is it always exciting? No, it's not. But when you look at the numbers and the efficiency actually add up.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Now, the answer to what ERK was saying, I think Angel Reese cool. I just think she's more like a Dennis Rodman type player. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she's that good, quite honestly. You know what I'm saying? That's just me personally. I don't think she's that good. I think that the comparison with her and Caitlin Clark is kind of like, I don't necessarily see it. You know what I'm saying? She's shooting 29% from the field. She's 6'3". She gets what they call me bounds. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? She's a meme on TikTok for her play and her highlights. She's not skilled. She's not good. And I would I would go to an Angel Reese game, but it wouldn't be for basketball purposes. I want to see the uniform, want to see everything. Like, I'm not going to watch her play, huh?
I think that's why you need her, though.
I'm fine with that.
No, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what you're saying. I'm saying that it's a lot of you want more eyes on it. I think she brings more eyes on it. Now, to your point, for the amount of hype that she's getting, the skill is not matching up with the amount of hype that she's getting.
6'4" in the WNBA is like, would you say 6'9" in the NBA? 6'9", 6'10"-ish? Somewhere around there? Give me a person that gets the amount of minutes in the NBA that's shooting 29-30%.
Ryan Hollins.
I don't even think Ryan Hollins would do it, right? So it's not I don't like her. I don't see it, bro. Now, tell me something different, because you know what I'm saying?
Kwame Brown.
Kwame was shooting even the 40s at least.
No, man, you know that's your folks. You know you gonna rock.
That's my country
right,
cousin.
No, you know that's kinfolk for real.
That's my country cousin. Yeah. Now, tell me what you think about Angel Reese.
I fool with Angel.
Okay, fool with her like.
I just fool with Angel Reese.
You fool with Angel Reese. Okay. Now, do you think she's a skilled basketball player?
I think she has some development to do.
Okay.
You know, I think she plays her role as far as what my guy was saying, as far as putting people in the bleachers. You know,
she do that.
Yeah, so she gonna sell some tickets. She got good following on social media.
She got that.
Yeah, so I mean I think Caitlin Clark by far is way more skilled. You know, but they gonna sell the same amount of tickets for sure.
Now, the only thing you heard what Jamel Hill said.
For different reasons.
Jamel Hill said that she's like gonna be like the Michael Jordan of the WNBA.
Who?
Jamel Hill said that.
Who gonna be the Michael Jordan?
Angel Reese.
Okay. So, and respectable journalists.
And I like Jamel. I think Jamel is knowledgeable.
Journalists have been known to snort cocaine. What I will say is that from the neck down, Angel Reese is amazing. But when I look at her face, I see Anthony Davis, and I can't unsee it. And so
Anthony Davis.
Yeah, like the eyebrows, like it's just like a female Anthony. Like if Anthony Davis had like I'm just saying.
Take that away, bro.
I'm just saying. Like now, she has a great body, but like and that's why I have always said when everybody was like, "Oh, Angel Reese is just like," to me, I like Lexi Brown a lot more. I like Asia Wilson a lot more. I like Kelsey Plum a lot more. I like Skylar Diggins a lot more. I like it. Like I can go down. Dejanay Carrington. Like it's a lot of people I like. And keep in mind, I watched them. It's a lot of people I like more than Angel Reese. But now I will say, if you're just talking about from the top to the bottom, she does have from the top to the bottom. But if I'm looking at your face,
you see what we talking about.
You talking about basketball?
We ain't talking about nothing about the game.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
We ain't talking about nothing about the game.
But think about when we talked about the marketing. The problem with the W is
she gonna get that.
Is that when people are watching us play, you're trying to watch somebody dunk on somebody hit the midi, somebody hit the three to step back, block a shot. We're watching that. When we're watching, it's just like when we're watching women wrestle in a puddle of mud. Nobody's talking about how technical. Oh, she's just like Kurt Angle. She was an Olympic gold medal. Like, no. We looking at mud and titties and ass. Like, that's why we're watching mud wrestling. We're not being technical. Oh, did you see the arm bar that she put on? She's just like a young Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect. She's like a young Bret Hart, the excellence of execution.
So are you watching the WNBA like you watching mud wrestling?
I don't know what channel mud wrestling comes on. If I did, please tell me, because I got all the channels.
Well, I'm saying like
so I can know. I got Fubo, I got Hulu, I got Max. I got all the channels, nigga.
I think Angel Reese, like you said, she has the potential, right? But I think she
focuses too much on her off court stuff.
I mean, that's where bread and butter is at.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm with that. It's just,
I'm not mad at it. I think her ceiling
Dennis Rodman.
No. She got a loop. She's
She can
more off because with her passing and stuff.
She can pass.
She can. So like, I would say her ceiling, if it was a comparable NBA player. If she actually focused on basketball, I would say her ceiling would be DeMontis Sabonis. That's if she focused on basketball. He's not because he doesn't want to be the guy that's going but he's a good passer. He's a good rebounder. He can get some buckets when necessary.
Yeah.
I think that she could be kind of the old school, not young Arvydas Sabonis, but Arvydas when he played for Portland. Like, he could get you a bucket, he pass, and I think that's her ceiling. And so now if I'm looking at Angel Reese in that way, and if she plays that over the course of 10, 11 years, is that a Hall of Fame career? Yes. Is she better than Caitlin Clark? No. Is she better than Paige Buchers? No. Is she better than Juju when she gets in? No. But based on that position and the skill level, what she's could it be that? Yes. If she plays at her current level for 10, 11 years, is she that? No. If she does get in, because unfortunately the Basketball Hall of Fame is the weakest one, if she does get in and they go for career,
because she's gonna break the rebound record.
Rebounding.
She's gonna break those just next couple.
But they look at all of your stuff. Oh, he won in AAU, so like they kind of look at that. And she did win in high school. She did win a college national championship. If she's ever on a team that wins a WNBA championship, and then she's gonna get a gold medal at some point, she's gonna get in. Yeah, but I think that she could be better at basketball. I hate to say it, but when Flage comes in, even though Flage wants to be a rapper, Flage will have a better career than Angel Reese.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, so that's my spiel about Angel Reese. I like her. You know what I'm saying? You the coach now. You know what I'm saying? You the coach.
Coach ERK.
If you got somebody in that paint shooting 29-30%,
she got some work to do, bro.
Hey.
And I want to say, when we was in that league, didn't he have the 7-footer on his team in that league?
No, we had a 6'9" on our team.
Who had the tall? Somebody had the tall. Like
I ain't had nobody.
Who had the tall? Like you know what I'm talking about? He had the curly kind of.
Yeah, the light skinned guy.
Yeah.
Was he 7 feet?
He was tall.
He wasn't 7 feet though.
Nah, he wasn't 7 feet, but he was tall though.
We had 6'9" on our team.
Like nobody could if he would have played in the post all the time. Like I can't remember who team he played on.
Nah, they had the.
Oh yeah, y'all had the guy who I got into it with.
The dude I was supposed to draft on the jump. Y'all took.
I'll take that. Yeah.
The one who he can't run up on the sidelines. I'm like, dude, I'm standing over here coaching you.
He killer.
Because you remember the ref had called a tech on me and everything like that.
We about to get out.
He was shooting that jump from deep.
Sled throw.
Yeah, he was shooting that jump from deep. Oh no! So what y'all think about Brittany Renner and Kevin Gates? They was married for a month and a half.
Trash. No surprise.
No.
No surprise.
I think that was a recipe for disaster. Like anybody who acknowledges that they drink people's pee, I just can't rock with Kevin Gates. And anybody who says that if I find out you're my cousin, but we was already doing it, I'm gonna keep doing it because we was already doing it. And y'all let Kevin Gates corrupt y'all. I don't expect anything from Kevin Gates.
Man.
Now he said that. He said because as a matter of fact, he said him and his cousin was doing it. He found out at a family reunion that was his cousin. It's like, we already doing it. My grandma told me that's my cousin, but we still. And it's like, if I find out we're related, nigga, that's going to the grave. We ain't saying shit to nobody.
Dang.
Like that's just, we had a moment.
Yeah, that's.
But he was like, so I don't expect anything from that. I think that, unfortunately, I hate this for Brittany Renner because, again, if Brittany Renner was I'm not gonna lie, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, it is what it is. Brittany Renner sits up on the throne and can't do no wrong. But I think that she is somebody who is really looking for love in all the wrong places. I think that she really wants to be, because she converted, nigga. You see how she was dressing? Like she wearing, like she converted. She really wants to be that, but I just think that she has horrible judgment.
You think she a hoe?
I think she has horrible judgment.
Yeah.
I think that when you want to get something, when you apply for a job and they say, JB, we know you like to dress up and wear, your Tay Diggs from the Best Man, but we want you to wear basketball shorts every day.
Yes.
Nigga, you gonna be wearing basketball shorts every day because you know how to apply. ERK, we know that you know how to do what you do, but we need you to look like a bum every day. And nigga, you be fresh as hell. But if you finna get that money, you finna come bummed up. Mm-hmm. I think that Brittany Renner, when she sees an opportunity to get something, she tries to adjust and be what she needs to be in that situation. I just think that because she wants to fit so well, she settles for things and adjusts to things. And them folks got married I want to say April 8th and April 4th. And May 28th.
Divorce.
That's a month and a half.
It's a business. Most of the stuff is a business like that.
Yeah. And that's all I got. Like I said, I'm not surprised. I hate it for her because Kevin Gates can always bounce back. He can get some chick off the street and he's still super nigga.
She gonna bounce back too.
Yeah, because she fine.
Yeah, what I'm saying. She gonna
right. If she, never mind. I was about to say something.
She gonna get the NFL player or something.
Yeah.
But y'all, until next time, continue with that executive mindset.
And most definitely keep it presidential.
Salute.
Arrivederci. Bow.